Check. All right. This is the Club Star People Spanish Club, very first Spanish Club session. This is our intro session. And so I'm starting. I want to talk a little bit about where Spanish Club, Club Star People Spanish Club came from. And I want to talk about what it is, what we are going to be doing for the next 4-5 months. I'm going to talk a little bit about the Patreon community, where it's going to be like the nucleus of this whole endeavor. I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to tell you about what Club Star People is, why I am doing this, what my inspiration was, what the intention was, what is a little bit about what the bigger plan is, and the gist of how Club Star People is going to work moving forward. This is a work in progress. So I appreciate your patience as we work through this. My initial intention is that Wednesdays would be from 6 to 8. This is the very first one. And I did 0 promotion for it because I'm still like, I'm in the process, but I'm also intentional, and I'm wanting to continue to be intentional to take a step every single week, take a step. So first things first, Club Star People is, I'm going to tell you why I started. Several weeks ago, I'm going to say it might have been 2-3 weeks ago, I was very frustrated with what the world is doing, and very frustrated with what the world is doing. And so I was like, I'm moving to Mexico. I'm moving to Mexico. And it was kind of like in jest, but I'm one of those people where I'll say I'm doing something. Okay, well, what's the next step for this process? So the next step obviously is learning Spanish. So I have this learning app called Pimsleur, and I have been using Pimsleur for some years on and off to practice my French, which I have a background in from high school and college. And I really didn't have any trips or anything planned for French. I don't really use it that much, so it's dry. It's dry. It's dry to learn a language and not have anybody to speak with, to not have any place to practice. It's dry. So I wasn't really motivated to continue with my French. But when you're talking about moving someplace where you have to learn the language, there's a shift in motivation. So I switched over to Spanish, and I started practicing my Spanish, and found out that Spanish is actually a little bit easier to learn than French is, which is interesting. Saying that, so I started practicing my Spanish, and then it was announced that Bad Bunny was doing the Super Bowl, and I was like, "This is cute. This is cute." And then also, the way the world is set up right now, which is very strange. People are they're weaponizing people who are multilingual, especially people who have a Latin ethnic background. And it's just weird. And so rather than be fearful about being a Spanish speaker or worried about what the wackadoodles are up to, I decided to lean into that. And I was like, well, I don't really know any Bad Bunny songs, but I can practice my Spanish and get cuter. And then it was interesting. My sister and I were having a conversation about that. And I was saying, oh, is there like a Spanish club? And there really isn't. I mean, I know that there is. There's meetups everywhere. But my intention was to create one and create the environment, something that I want to create, a community around people who want to learn language, who want to practice with each other, who want to learn about the cultures, and who want to also plan trips together, so that we can practice in real places. And then also, because we're going on trips together, to make sure that we feel and look our best. So there's sort of a trifecta here in Club Star People. The one element is to learn the language, and we're dedicating an entire year Well, the way the Pimsleur programs are set up, they're 5 months. They're in 30-day increments. You practice 30 minutes per day, every day for 30 days, and then will have completed Spanish 1 and 2, 3, 4, and 5. Bad Bunny's concert in the Super Bowl halftime is in 4 months. So we will not have completed the whole 5-month program by the time the Super Bowl happens, but we will have established a general understanding of the language. So my thought process was we meet every Wednesday for Spanish Club from tentatively 6 to 8, because I said this is new. I am about the vibe of seeing where it goes. Like, if this is the first day, like this is the intro session. So if we gather enough people, 10, 15, 20, 2,500, whatever it's going to be, that's why I'm doing these initial sessions live on all of the socials, just to see who's interested. And then if it makes sense, we can, once we have sort of an established group who are really dedicated to doing this, we can bring it to a more private situation. But for right now, I'm broadcasting wide to see who's interested. So the first part of this is learning Spanish. I'm working on a Pimsleur affiliation so that we can get discounts if you want to use that program. But if you have another Spanish language program that you want to use for yourself, or you already have one and you just fell off like I did with French, and whatever, we're not going to meet about that. That minutia is up to you. How you want to learn the language is up to you. My suggestion is Pimsleur because that's what I'm using, but you can use whatever works for you. The second part of this is fitness, and I chose an Afro-Latina, Masi Arias, who has Tru Training. I am an affiliate with Masi, and I am doing the booty workout, the 5-day 60. It's 5 days a week, upper body and lower body, and it's a 60-day program that we will do over and over. But you can use whatever training program works for you. The rules really are you working out 5 days a week. That could be walking. That I'm doing the weight training, resistance training. You can literally do whatever you want to do. Then the third part of this is food and practicing and immersing ourselves in cooking. So on Sundays around the same time from 6 to 8, we're doing a Club Star People Sunday dinner, where we will be learning a recipe, and I am actually going to post the recipe. I'm gonna post a recipe, and it is a Puerto Rican recipe because we're starting with Puerto Rico, a traditional Boricuan recipe. I'm going to be plant-basing it. I found a gorgeous website that has Puerto Rican dishes that are plant-based. You can do it any way you want. I'm just going to tell you what we're working on so that you can go get the ingredients on when, you're going to find out what the recipe is on Wednesday so you can get the ingredients. So on Sunday, we'll be cooking it together. And I'm doing it old school. Like we have the ingredients, we work together, and we prepare this thing together. I'm on StreamYard right now. I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to make it interactive, but like I said, this is a work in progress. We're just gonna vibe. We're gonna see how it works. I didn't want to do Zoom straight away because I wanted to cast the net wide on socials to see who's interested. And I know once we get going and we get into a rhythm, more and more people are going to be interested in joining. And like I said, we can make the group more private once we have an established group of people. It's up to you. So that's the trifecta. We are practicing our Spanish every day. We are working out every day. Those things are individual, but we come together on Wednesday. And Spanish Club on Wednesday is about not only holding ourselves accountable, how's your week going? How are things, how are things with you? That's where the chat is going to be valuable. I'm going to invite people who are native Spanish speakers, people who are well-versed in Puerto Rico to teach us things. Once a month, we're going to get a book, an Afro-Boricuan book, and it's going to be part of our book club. So the idea is that we are going to immerse ourselves in Puerto Rican culture. Thank you, sir. We're going to immerse ourselves in Puerto Rican culture, Afro-Boricuan culture, most of all. We're going to be reading. We're going to be learning things. I'm going to be bringing guests. Something every week. There'll be something. And then there'll also be an opportunity. Again, I'm not exactly sure how we're going to be able to do the practice part of it. Maybe it's one of those things where I know on StreamYard you can invite people on. So maybe it's one of those things where we invite people on. I don't know. We'll figure that out. But the idea is for us to practice our Spanish, to learn something new, to vibe. And maybe I should probably also say this, that this whole for 2025, 2026 season is completely and wholly about Spanish. We're starting with Puerto Rico, but once we finish the Pimsleur program in 5 months, and I should say, once we finish the Pimsleur program in 5 months, the Bad Bunny Super Bowl, that's one thing. I'm working on some things behind the scenes to see if some of us can actually be invited to go and see the halftime show live. I am still not back on, not that I was ever on football, but I'm still not good with the NFL after what they did to Colin Kaepernick. But that's another story for another day. I do want to support Bad Bunny, and I do want to support the challenge that he offered. Oh, and I forgot to tell you. So the reason why I know that this is a confirmation, that this is an alignment, is I was having a conversation with my sister before as I was kind of working through what Club Star people would be. And I said, we have 4 months to learn Spanish so that we know what Bad Bunny is talking about on his at his concert for the Super Bowl. And literally on his Saturday Night Live performance, Bad Bunny said, you have 4 months to learn Spanish. And I was like, that is confirmation. So, like I said, Wednesdays are for Club Star People Spanish Club, are dedicated to learning something new about Afro-Boricuan culture, learning something new about the Spanish language. I'm going to bring guests on. This will be something different every week. And you also get your recipe. Once a month, you get a new book. You're going to read it. And then once we read the book, the next month, one of the Wednesdays will be, I don't know how long we're going to dedicate to it, but we'll be talking about the book. And the authors I'm looking specifically for Afro-Boricuan authors. So if you know anybody, if you have an idea I have a list of some, but I'm open for suggestions for book club offerings. And then Sunday dinner, we're cooking together, a traditional a Puerto Rican dish, plant-based for me, whatever floats your boat for you. And so that's the trifecta. That's what this is about. It's about learning the language of Spanish for 5 months, as we and working out so that we look and feel our best. And then the third thing is that we're practicing the food. So it's really an immersion. And I know that it is. I would love for these to be live at some point, but for right now, this is what we have. So Spirit keeps directing me to use what I have. The trip that I'm working on, and I'm working on a trip for us in 5 months' time in March to travel to Puerto Rico. I have some things in mind. I'm working on, I don't want to say who, but I'm working on potentially a cruise, because if there happens to be a large number of us who want to do this, cruises are all inclusive. We can make it like our group is together, and we can immerse ourselves, and then also go to Puerto Rico, see the land. One of the cruises and the brands that I'm looking at has a trip that goes to, it's 7 days. It's an adult only, and it goes to Puerto Rico and the Dominican Republic, which would be a really spectacular opportunity for us to practice our Spanish live in 2 Spanish-speaking countries. So that's March. And then after that, for the rest of 2026, I'm still working out all the details. The Puerto Rico is the first trip, but there are other trips after to all Spanish-speaking countries. I don't know how many yet, but I want there to be at least 5. So if you can't go to the Puerto Rico trip situation, there are other places that you can go. And it's immersive Spanish. It's practicing Spanish. It's making sure that we feel good in our bodies, so we look good in pictures. And then also it is, I'm working out other details, but those are just the basics. Practicing Spanish, working out, and our meetings on Wednesday, and our cooking on Sunday. I think I got all of it. I think I got all the things. Do the logo. Oh, maybe I should tell you who I am. My name, for those of you who do not know, my name is Envy McKee. I am a 20-year broadcaster. I have been broadcasting on radio in Philadelphia and New York for 20 years. I host the Envy McKee show that airs globally, but it's a terrestrial radio station in Philadelphia, WURD FM. I have been hosting the Envy McKee show. We're going into our 7th year. And I'm lots of things. I'm lots of things. I think I've explained why we're doing the language, so we don't have to talk about that. Talk about what Club Star People is. I talked about why I'm doing this, because people, for whatever reason, people that don't speak Spanish are afraid of people who speak Spanish. So we just all go and learn Spanish. And I told you what my inspiration was, told you the intention. There is a bigger plan for Club Star People. The first season is all about Spanish, speaking Spanish, focusing, learning, especially in the African diaspora, Afro-Caribbean diaspora. That's my personal focus. But I'm open to other things. But then 2027 will be about Portuguese. And they're the same thing. It's 5 months of learning the language. And then the rest of the year we travel to places that speak Portuguese, particularly in the Afro diaspora. So we're talking Angola, Kizumba, you know what I'm saying? And then 2028 is French. Same deal. 5 months practice, and then we travel. And the idea around the club settings is to create community so that we're not doing it alone, because that has been the challenge for me. And I've had a hard time finding clubs And so I'm making one. That's Club Star People. You see? How is Club Star People going to work moving forward? I think I said that. Wednesday meetings, Spanish Club meetings that will evolve. Right now, it's just me and a screen. But as I promote this and more people get interested, we will expand. It's not going to just be me talking. There's going to be interaction. I'm going to have guests come through, talk about Puerto Rico, talk about Afro-Boricuan culture, talk about food, talk about culture. So it's like homeschool for grown people. And then Sunday, I know I'm repeating myself a trillion times, but I also know that this video that I'm making is going to be cut down so that I can use it to promote. So, and then Sunday is the food. The recipe that we are using. Oh, what happened? What's going on here? I think I had a different recipe that I wanted to use. I'm gonna find it. Oh, we have comments. Let me look and see. No meat. Hi, Imani. Check comments on stage. Okay. How do I see them? I'm new. This is my very first time using StreamYard Live. So y'all just don't have to vibe. So that's it. I've explained what Club Star People is. Like I said, this is the very first. I wanted to make an information session. I had not promoted it at all. But I have the gist of what we're going to be doing. And I'm inviting you to come along for the journey if you so choose. This is one of those things that it is designed to be far and wide. That's why I'm doing it on socials live. We are broadcasting on Facebook Live. We're broadcasting on YouTube, and we're broadcasting on Instagram. And so every Wednesday from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern time, we will be meeting here to learn something new about Spanish, to practice our Spanish. Again, I don't know exactly how that's going to work out. It's an accountability meeting. How is your Spanish language learning going? How are your daily workouts going? And then we get a recipe. I told you we're going to be bringing guests. I'm saying we. I'm going to be inviting guests to come and tell us some things so we can learn some things that we didn't know. And then there's also a vision session kind of vibe. What would you like to see happen for the Spanish Club, for the trip that we're going to Puerto Rico? I have a travel agent that I'm working with to get the trips aspect of this together. And once I know more, what's going on here? Once I know more about that, we'll be sharing that at Spanish Club on Wednesdays, every Wednesday. And the initial intention is we're giving ourselves 4 months to get ready for Bad Bunny, 5 months to get ready for our trip to Puerto Rico, and then we'll be learning about the culture, Afro-Boricuan culture, and all of that. And then we're off to traveling and being with each other in community. I think that's it. Sunday's recipe is Sunday's recipe. Give me 2 minutes. You don't even need 2 minutes. Give me a second. I'm going to tell you what it is in a second. It is papas rellenas, which is stuffed potatoes. Papas rellenas. When I get this video and edit it down, I will make sure. Oh, Patreon. So I was looking for a place where I can have all of this information together. And I probably should have put a little slide thing together. Maybe I'll do that for next week. Looking for a place where we can have all of this together. And so I chose Patreon because there is a community vibe about it. And so these Wednesday and Sundays are going to be live, and you can join live. If you join the Patreon, say you can't come from 6 to 8, but you still want to be in Spanish Club, Star People Spanish Club, the Patreon will have all of that. Joining is free. Let me say this again. Joining is free. And there are tiers if you want to elevate your Club Star People experience. Because while I feel very abundant with my time, the things that I have planned for us in Club Star People is not free. So in the spirit of circulation, if you are getting some spiritual food, some intellectual food, some cultural food, the tiers, you can consider them like tithes. I'm putting out something and you're circulating that energy back to me, us, because really I'm investing in us. So the Patreon, my Patreon is Envy McKee. And when you go there, there's not a whole lot going on over there right now because literally we're just starting today. But that's going to be the hub of our Club Star People thing. So that's going to be that. And I think there's something else. I wrote notes. Oh, and I want to say this about language learning. I want to say this about language learning. This is where the metaphysics comes in. Even if you're intimidated by learning a language, which a lot of us are, because when I was talking to my sister about this, she was like, oh, it's hard. And I've talked to multiple people that the main frame of why they feel intimidated about learning a second or third or fourth or fifth or sixth language is because they feel like they can't remember. And so the metaphysics of this is that can be a part of your affirmations, where rather than say, I can't learn a language because I can't remember, we say, I learn any language I choose easily and effortlessly. I am a world traveler. I'm in the best shape of my life. And I think one of the other benefits that we will have in Club Star People is that every week I will create a meditation around the things that we're working on. And I am an avid meditator. I've been meditating for like 20 years. So that's, and I'm a spiritual practitioner. I know I did not introduce myself well. I'm just assuming that everybody knows who I am, and I know that's not the case. But I will do better. I will do better. I'm used to hosting my show where people are listening to my show and they know exactly who I am. And I am reminding myself that the whole wide world doesn't know who I am, but they will. So I think that's the business. I don't want to continue to say the same things over and over. I know that there are some people that came in and out viewing. in the coming weeks, I have some things planned to roll out so that there is a farther and wider distribution so that people can know that Club Star People exists and where they can join, which is the Patreon. And I did have one of the banners. Hold on. I had this. There it is. So I'm gonna let this ride. But that's all the business. You can go to the Patreon, which is Envy McKee, and you can join Club Star People there. I have there's already a document that explains everything about Club Star People, the initialness of it. And they also have affiliate links. There's links to Pimsleur. I think there's a 7-day trial that you can use through my program. There's also Masi Arias's. I talk about the program that we're doing there, and and that's also like we can, while we're here, just like in a Facebook group, y'all. Just like in a Facebook group, y'all ain't talking live on Facebook groups, so we'll use what we have, and as we build, we'll figure out what works best. But the gist is that we start. I wanted a Spanish club, so I'm making a Spanish club. And I want to learn about Afro-Boricuan culture. I want to learn about bamba. I want to learn about salsa. I want to go to Puerto Rico. I want to go to the Dominican Republic. I want to go to all the places, and I want to be fluent in Spanish. And so if you want to be fluent in Spanish, this is the club for you. There'll be elements that you have to do yourself. Like I said, I'm using Pimsleur. You can use Pimsleur. If you don't want to use Pimsleur, you can use whatever you want, because I'm not over your shoulder helping you practice. I like Pimsleur because it's 30 minutes a day. And this is not an ad. It's 30 minutes a day, 30 days in a month. And then you finish Spanish 1. And then we move on to Spanish 2. So in 4 months' time, we'll be ready for Bad Bunny. In 5 months' time, we'll be ready for Puerto Rico and the Dominican Republic. Again, the next element of this is working out. If you don't want to work out, you don't have to work out. But I personally want to look and feel my best for these trips that we're going on in 2026 to all these Spanish-speaking places. And I want to look great for the cameras and all the things. So I'm working out. Again, you can go to patreon.com, Envy McKee, and you can read about Club Star People. And all the things that I talked about in this video are highlighted in a physical document that you can read at your leisure. So Wednesdays we meet here, 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern time. The replays of the video will be up on Club Star People on Patreon. On Sundays, we meet here again. And this time we're cooking old school style. We're doing, what is that? The French lady. She wasn't French. Julia Childs. We're doing it Julia Childs time, old school, where I told you what the recipe is. So on this coming Sunday, what is the date of this coming Sunday? Come on, stop being weird. This coming Sunday, October 12th, 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We will be preparing live Puerto Rican papas rellenas. Papas rellenas. My computer's acting up. Papas rellenas. That's what we're doing. My computer is acting weird. I think I'm frozen. Come on. It's time for me to get off of here because my computer is starting to act dumb. Okay. It's time for me to get out of here because my computer's starting to act weird. So Sunday, we meet back here. We are preparing Julia Child style, a live meal. Papas rellenas. That's what we're preparing. You can look up Papas rellenas. I'm doing my plant-based. You can do it whatever way you want to do it. But I will have a recipe up on the Patreon sometime this evening before I leave out of here. Well, before I go to sleep. And so that you can go and get the ingredients, and then on Sunday we can prepare our meal together. And what's the other thing? I think that's it. So find your workout. This is your homework. Find your workout and get started. If you go to, I can't say it enough times. If you go to my Patreon, Envy McKee, you will find all the details of what I personally am doing. And the program I'm using to learn Spanish. And that will make your life easier. But I am not here to babysit you. I'm a grown woman and you're grown too. So the gist is we are just deciding together that we're going to practice our practice together. Okay, so you have a community around learning your Spanish and working out and getting ready to travel the world together. So I've said all the things I want to say. I probably said it 5 times because every time I look up, somebody's either looking or not looking. So that's it. We've done all the things. I want to play a Bad Bunny song on the way out. I don't know if the interface, if you can hear it when I'm playing it, or I'm just dancing to it by myself. But I've gone through all of the things. Okay? Okay. So thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting Independent Conscious Media. Thank you for joining Club Star People Spanish Club via Patreon. It's free. It's free. It's free. And there are tiers because we have some really dope things that I want to do. And final thoughts. We're going to be ready for Bad Bunny. We're going to be ready for our potential cruise to Puerto Rico and Dominican Republic. We are going to look and feel our best. We are going to be fluent Spanish speakers. Confident. I'm going to say it this way. We're going to be confident Spanish speakers. And the other aspect of this that I'm adding to the Patreon is a weekly meditation about getting our minds right to expand and learn and grow and not being intimidated by learning something new in our big ages. Okay. So I've said all the things I'm going to say. Like I said, I told you we're going to be here an hour today, but on Sunday, it's 2 hours, 6 to 8. We're going to prepare a meal. I don't know what the other hour is going to be yet. It might just be an hour. It might be an hour of us preparing the meal and then nothing. I don't know. Like this is when I tell you this is a journey of pure, unadulterated trust in spirit, that's what I mean. So we're going to be complete for right now. But you can on Friday night from 7 to 10 p.m. you can join me and my illustrious team of deans for the Envy McKee Show. Broadcast live on WRD FM every Friday from 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern, where I host a 3-hour show. If you're new and you don't know, no, you did. All right, I'm out. Our introduction session of Club Star People is complete. I promise in the coming weeks, there will be promotion and flyers and all of the things. If you go to my Patreon, which is Envy McKee, it is free to join Club Star People, but there are also tiers that support the process of our growth. A journey of a trillion steps starts with a journey of a trillion steps starts I keep saying the same thing. A journey of 1,000,000,000,000 miles starts with one step. And this was the step. So I appreciate you and I thank you and I love you. And I will see you on Sunday for Sunday dinner. And I will see you on Patreon as we build this community. Okay. I'm just going to be out because I've said all the things. But again, this video will be edited and posted on Patreon in the next few days. Okay. I love you. Levine House Star people. I will see you on Sunday. Peace. Oh, I'll see you on Friday. Peace.